Well, Mark Zuckerberg's Meta has decided that they are joining the list of companies that are throwing out their DEI policies. Diversity, equity, inclusion suddenly doesn't matter anymore. Now, companies have kind of made this cool of late. McDonald's has done it, Starbucks has done it, Walmart has done it, Ford, Harley Davidson. The list wears on. So Mark Zuckerberg thinks, well, I'm going to get onto this too. I'm announcing to everyone that I too am ditching my DEI policies. Of course, I personally don't buy this for 5 seconds. This is the same guy who just last week told everyone that, despite insisting for years that Facebook wasn't censoring free speech, that Facebook is now going to stop censoring free speech. This is the same guy who allegedly stole the very idea of Facebook from the twins, who then successfully sued him for $65 million. This is the same guy who admitted just last year to colluding with the Biden administration. He admitted to doing their bidding. He outright admitted to participating in mucking up the campaigns. This was election interference. Straight, and he stared down the barrel and told everyone so. This guy is so desperately in need of a PR revamp, an image revamp. He's even presenting himself very differently these days. Physically, he's grown his hair out. He's talking to Joe Rogan about how actually masculinity is a good thing, of all things to talk about.
It's one thing to say we want to be kind of like welcoming and make a good environment for everyone. And I think it's another to basically say that masculinity is bad. And I just think we kind of swung culturally to that part of the kind of the spectrum where, you know, it's all like, okay, masculinity is toxic. We have to like get rid of it completely. It's like, no, like it's both of these things are good.
He said he's done with culturally muted aspects of corporate America and is now helping lead the charge, saying we need masculine energy, and I'm riding it all the way to gold. Seriously, who is falling for this? We all know it's the Trump effect. The guy has licked his finger, stuck it up in the air, the winds are changing, and now he wants to be in the cool club.
Would he be saying this if Kamala Harris had won the election?
Absolutely not.
He's, of course, sucking up to Donald Trump. The irony is, if he had an ounce of masculinity, he would not be sucking up to Trump. He would stand on his principles that he's a Democrat. He hates Trump. He hates all that Trump stands for. And he wouldn't have that haircut either.
Well, it's funny you mention that, right? Because you mentioned it before. He's had a total image revamp.
Completely.
Look at what Mark Zuckerberg used to look like. I mean, bloke looks like an alien. And suddenly now he's got the curly hair and he's got the chain out over the top of the T-shirt. He's trying to look cool. He's trying to put himself forward as though he's cool. I think he's actually a bit jealous. I mean, look at him there. I think he's a bit jealous of Elon Musk.
Massively.
There's a positive side to this, though, right? Because we wonder how big will the Trump effect be?
Yeah.
If someone like Mark Zuckerberg is going to go to such extreme lengths, he's been on Fox and Friends, he's talking to Joe Rogan, he must have hated that internally. He's appointed a Trump official to his board. He's appointed a high-ranking Republican to be his global affairs chief.
He's given money to the Trump inauguration fund.
Yes.
If he's going to all of this effort to try and ingratiate himself, it just tells you how afraid the left are of the influence Trump will have, and that many of them believe we better get on board, otherwise we're going to go the way of Bud Light.
And this is why the election of Trump was so important. You know, whether it's Trump or someone else, it doesn't matter. It's what Trump brings to the table, his leadership, that has turned the culture almost overnight.
He's not even president
yet, right? But if you were thinking, oh, who's running the United States, you're not thinking about Joe Biden. I mean, he's already met with every world leader, basically, except for Anthony Albanese. He's met with Maloney. He's had Trudeau came to, well, before of course he packed it in. But Trudeau
That's why
came down
Albanese doesn't want to meet with him.
But Trudeau came down and kissed the ring to try and smooth the waters over. He has been far more of a president than Biden has been in 4 years in the 2 odd months he's been waiting to become the inaugurated president of the United States.
But people have to be careful here because obviously there's going to be a lot of victory marches over the next 4 years of the Trump term, where things like this happen, these giants of the left seemingly come and kiss the ring. The point is, never forget their true loyalties. Never forget who they really are. And that is weak, weak men. The irony of listening to Mark Zuckerberg talk about true masculinity. You are the weakest person on the planet, that you would simply, supposedly change all your deeply held virtues and convictions. You clearly don't have any, and that is what every single one of these corporates has done. Yes, we can view it as a victory, but they are simply doing it because they don't want to lose money. They don't want to lose customers. They are trying to appeal to their base. They have not had a come to Jesus moment. This is not revelatory in any way. It comes down to the bottom line. So, like I say, just do not forget who these people really are.
That is the funniest bit of all of it, of course, right? Because all of the useless idiot lefties have been running around all these years saying, well, of course we're right, because the corporates agree with us as well, and this is the zeitgeist, etc. The corporates, I'm sorry to break it to you, were only ever doing it because they thought it would make them money. They didn't give a toss about DEI and making sure they had more Asians than white people and more gay people and straight people. They couldn't give a toss. All they care about is that money is flowing into their coffers. If they think they can do something that will make money come in, that is what they will do. And that's all they were ever doing. They never actually cared about your diversity, and it's beautiful to see that coming out.
I don't think Trump is fooled by any of this. I love the way Trump has invited Kevin Rudd and Penny Wong to his inauguration. Oh, all is forgiven. No. He just wants to give them front row seats to see him do a victory lap, because nothing would be sweeter.